Now at 6, an apparent attempted carjacking sends Galena schools into lockdown. We're going to break down the search for the suspect. Plus, Freeman Health System donates active shooter trauma kits to the Newton County Sheriff's Office, how they'll be used for the community. And an apartment complex in Joplin is supposed to be torn down, but some residents weren't aware of the demolition. We'll hear from them and the city.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A suspect search in Galena, Kansas ends with an arrest in Missouri. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. What started as a call for an attempted carjacking sends Galena schools into lockdown. Galena PD got a call around 6 a.m. It was about an attempted carjacking in the Galena High School parking lot. Officers later discovered the attempted car theft was actually at the Casey's on South Main Street. Authorities say the male suspect took off on foot. They say he tried to steal at least 2 more cars while he was on the run. They say it was those attempted thefts that eventually led to his arrest near the Liberty Power Plant on the Missouri side of the state line.
Calls 2 separate cars that the same description the subject was trying to steal. With the assistance of the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office K-9, we were able to locate him. We've taken him into custody back in Jasper County.
Jasper County deputies took the suspect into custody at around 9:30 this morning. Freeman Health System today donated 18 active shooter trauma kits to the Newton County Sheriff's Office. The kits are designed to stabilize gunshot victims, with each kit containing a variety of supplies, including hand tourniquets, blood stop gauze, and tape and gloves. Freeman says it's enough supplies to provide aid for 5 gunshot victims, and the kits are designed to be used by someone with very limited medical training until help arrives.
And we've got quite a bit of experience building these type of kits. We've built them for law enforcement in the past. And CMN was gracious enough to, yes, here's the money, you work on it. And within a matter of a few days, we had the kits built and ready to go out.
Kits will be distributed to Newton County-based school districts. 7 kits to Neosho, 4 to Seneca, 3 to Diamond and East Newton, and 1 to Westview. Freeman Health System is receiving a nearly $2 million grant. It's a workforce training grant from the Missouri Department of Economic Development. Precisely, it's $1.7 million. It'll help Freeman train and retain more than 800 workers in high-need areas such as nursing and scrub tech.
A lot of skills it takes to be a scrub tech. Most importantly is sterility for the patients for our job in the OR, because if you were to get an infection in the OR, it can be life-threatening. So they initially start us out with that aspect of it.
Freeman also plans to eventually renovate its professional development center to create state-of-the-art classrooms. Chief Meteorologist Doug Eddy joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a cold one outside today. We had sunshine during the morning hours. Clouds kind of filtered in during the afternoon. So partly cloudy skies right now. In fact, you can even see a few isolated little flurries out there. Not a big deal, just a weak little wave that is dropping through. We're actually going to warm up a bit as we go through the next couple days. It's just not warm right now. It's 31 in Monette, 39 in Miami. Look at Fort Scott sitting at 29 as well in Nevada. At least the winds are fairly light, but these will increase as we go through the overnight hours. So we have a little bit of a wind chill out there. It makes it feel just a little bit colder than what it actually is. As we go through the overnight hours, we only drop back to about 30. Southerly winds are going to start to pick up. That means warmer over the next couple days ahead of our next storm system, which of course we're going to talk about here in just a bit.
See you then. The residents of 2 neighboring apartment buildings in Joplin are worried about where they're going to live in the coming weeks. This after the city found health and safety violations. KOAM's Kerry Worthen spoke with residents about what's next.
I don't know. I got to figure something out.
Figuring out where they will live next. There's about 24 apartments in the 2 North Byers Avenue buildings. According to one of the tenants, Tommy Ferris, who has lived at the apartment complex for 4 years, the landlord has not kept up with them.
The water is the biggest issue that I've had. Last year we went 4 months with no hot water. We don't have no water at all.
Travis Breezes and his wife say they made their own repairs to their apartment.
repaired the front door, bedroom door, bathroom, toilet. Got flooring for the place, 2x4s to fix any other joists in it. My wife's painted the house.
We're supposed to have refrigerators, they don't work. In most of the apartments, the stoves don't work in most of the apartments.
So
And it's supposed to be all bills paid, and appliances are supposed to be in them.
Joplin Building and fire officials said in a statement that they have worked with the owner for years to correct a variety of dangerous building and code violations. In October 2022, officials issued a letter outlining a variety of life, health, and safety violations. In December 2022, a follow-up inspection revealed a number of significant violations that threatened the tenant's life, health, and safety. We reached out to the property owner and landlord David Carey about residents not having water. That issue was fixed after we spoke.
He's a good person. He's a slumlord. He does work with people. He just ain't got enough money in the bank to take care of the place. That's what he says.
Meanwhile, the residents remained in limbo.
Me and her been freaking out since.
In Joplin, Carrie Worthen, KOAM News.
Joplin officials told Carey they will issue a notice to vacate the building to the residents. No timeline for the demolition or for that notice has been scheduled at this time. The Homeless Coalition of Jasper and Newton counties today provided a one-stop location for people experiencing homelessness to access resources. The Winter Project Homeless Connect event connects the homeless with healthcare, food, and housing resources and helps them look for employment opportunities.
I think it stays about the same. It can fluctuate here and there a little bit, but I mean, as far as the number of folks we've seen today, it's about the same as last year, but that isn't all the homeless people in the area. There's folks that don't come to this or that we can't find and count.
That half-day event was at the Central Christian Center in Joplin. Coming up, with municipal elections approaching, there are some seats in Southwest Missouri with absolutely no candidates. We're going to take a look at why that is. Plus, a sign of change for railroad workers as some quality of life improvements are made.
All right, turned out to be a cold day for us today. Of course, we had the snow yesterday. Most of it melted off. Officially, we had 2.9 inches from that last storm system. Now we do have some clouds. Nice shot. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Indigo, of course, is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, it is cold. It's 40 at Grand Lake. It's 38 in Anderson. It's 30 in Carthage. 29 in Nevada. It's 29 at Fort Scott. Pittsburgh is checking in at 30 degrees. The winds have calmed down just a little bit. It's been kind of windy for us today. Now these winds are going to start to pick up once again as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight, and that's going to keep us from dropping off too much more as we go through the overnight hours. We're sitting at 32. I think we bottom out at about 30. As our southerly winds start to kick in, we may actually rise a bit as we head toward dawn. So 3 a.m., 34, 36. By 6 a.m. So our overnight low will most likely be in the next couple hours. All right, we have some clouds kind of skirting through the region. Not a huge deal. We've had a few random flurries with it. Weak little wave just kind of jaunting through. Another storm system across the northern plains. This is going to push into the Great Lakes. It's what's behind it, this system, which will start to affect us as we head into the weekend and change our weather up. It's also going to bring in a little bit of Arctic air back into the Central Plains. Let's go through time. 7 a.m. warming up, mid-30s. As we go through the day, warmer tomorrow, upper 40s by noon. You can see the clouds kind of pushing through. Partly sunny skies by afternoon. 50 in Nevada, 48, Cassville, 53 in Miami, Veneta, up to about 55. So actually temperature is pretty good. Winds continue to increase tomorrow night, so we'll only drop back to about 38 or 40. Saturday, clouds increase. Most of the day is going to be dry. We're going to go well into the 50s for highs, but you can see some showers starting to pop up. So here's 6:30 on Saturday evening. Strong Arctic front drops in, showers along the front, and a little bit of sleet trying to pick up. Now, this is not going to be very widespread, so I'm not overly concerned about this right now, but something we're keeping our eyes on. and then kind of a wintry mix, light wintry mix into Sunday morning as we drop back into the upper 20s. So it is going to cool down quite a bit by Sunday. Look at the winds. They increase, winds gusting upwards of 30 by morning, calm down a little bit during the afternoon, and then really get going on Saturday. Saturday, we're going to have winds gusting 45 upwards to 50 miles per hour at times. Here's your day planner, 36 to start, 46 by noon. High temp at 51. We'll back down to about 48 by 5 p.m. After this system rotates through, Sunday is going to be pretty chilly. Look at the colder air that filters in early next week, and we do have chances for at least a wintry mix several times next week. 51 tomorrow, 53 on Saturday, only 33 on Sunday, down to 15 Sunday night. Monday, high of 30. We stay in the 30s really most of next week.
Yeah, and those are the highs, overnight lows. Those are really cool.
Gonna be down there.
Thanks, Doc. Former Grove, Oklahoma teacher and citizen of Cherokee Nation receives the chance to officiate at the Super Bowl. Jared Phillips taught in Jay in Grove, Oklahoma for 14 years, has been at Wycliffe Elementary in Salina for 2 years as a teacher and a basketball coach. Cherokee Nation said in a release that Phillips is likely the first Cherokee Nation citizen to officiate a Super Bowl game. He's chosen by the NFL as a down judge official for Super Bowl 57. In 1993, he began officiating amateur sports and climbed his way to the professional ranks in the NFL by 2016. Still ahead, the Pitt State women aim to push their winning streak to 6 games tonight against Central Oklahoma. And the Chiefs defense prepares for a tough test against those Bengals in Sunday's AFC Championship game. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next. City of Carthage has no candidates currently running for City Council in Ward 1 and Ward 3 ahead of the municipal elections. If no one's on the ballot on April 4th, the city's going to have 2 empty seats. The mayor will appoint someone to fill those seats if there's no serious write-in candidates. Jasper County Clerk Charlie Davis says no matter what, those seats will end up filled.
I think our local government should be much more powerful than it is, but a lot of people just don't seem to be very energized or excited about it. Maybe apathetic. Apathy is pretty strong sometimes. But you know, at the end of the day, somebody will fill those positions, and we will have full councils come in the weeks after the election.
Under City Council rules, anyone who registers as a write-in candidate will be eligible for that position. The Missouri One Call system is revamping its effort to encourage people to call 811 before digging. Missouri has joined numerous other states emphasizing the 3-digit number as the simplest way to contact crews to identify the locations of utilities such as gas, water, and electric lines. It's open 24/7. The number has been available for years, but this new campaign drops the promotion of other numbers and updates the Missouri811.org website. There are indications the major freight railroad companies are addressing some employee concerns about demanding schedules that keep a lot of them on call 24/7 without paid sick time. That includes a Union Pacific pilot program in the Kansas City area. They're testing out a new schedule for engineers. It'll give those employees 4 days off in a row after working 11 straight days. In addition, CSX made a set of changes to its attendance policy this month when it comes to doctor's appointments and missed shifts. The leader of Missouri's state Senate today said Republican senators are unified against letting transgender girls play on girls' sports teams. Supporters and opponents spoke for hours during an intense public House committee hearing on several bills dealing with transgender student athletes, gender-affirming treatment, and drag shows. Missouri's current public high school sports rules already prohibit transgender girls from competing on girls' teams unless they've undergone at least a year of hormone therapy and continue taking medication to maintain their hormone levels. A little bit later, we're going to take a look at how the Chiefs' defense could stack up against the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday.
Plus, it could be a cold game on Sunday. We're going to look at your weekend forecast coming up next.
Well, both the Pittsburg State Gorillas and Missouri Southern Lions are on the floor tonight for MIAA Conference doubleheaders. Missouri Southern is hosting the Newman Jets this evening. On the women's side, the Lions try to stay rolling tonight against the Jets, push their winning streak to 6 games. In their first meeting this season, Southern won that one by 47 points. This one already started tonight in Joplin. After they finish up, important one for the Missouri Southern men tonight. Lions aiming to get things right after losing 3 of their last 4 games. That one will begin at 7:30. The Pittsburg State Gorillas are also at home tonight, hosting Central Oklahoma. And the Pitt State women, one of the hottest teams in the league right now. They've won 5 straight games, and 9 of their last 11 coming into the night. The Gorillas are currently 10-3, sitting in 4th place in the MIAA. That one already going at John Lance Arena in Pittsburgh. Then after they finish up, tough one for the Pitt State men against Central Oklahoma. UCO is currently in 1st place in the MIAA and ranked 4th in the nation. That one's at about 7:30. We'll have highlights from all of these games at Pittsburg State and Missouri Southern right here tonight at 10. Well, we are now just 3 days away from the Chiefs and Bengals meeting in the AFC Championship game. The two teams play Sunday in Kansas City, with the winner moving on to Super Bowl 57. The Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes was a full participant in practice Wednesday with an ankle injury and is on track to play this weekend. So now we're going to talk about the other side of the ball. The Chiefs defense going to have their hands full on Sunday against the Bengals offense with a lot of weapons. That Cincinnati offense is led by third-year QB Joe Burrow, who threw for 4,500 yards and 35 touchdowns in the regular season and is 5-1 in his career in the postseason.
This guy's elite at everything that he does. It's not just throwing the football. It's throwing it to the right spots. It's making the right decisions. It's getting out of trouble when he's rushed by some good pass rushers. When you watch him, he just is, the word I come up is nifty. He never panics in the pocket. It feels like he's got like 6 eyeballs around his head, right? Seriously, we got to cover really good on the back end to give our pass rushers time, and then we got to find a way to finish them.
Finally, the Lincoln Blue Tigers are leaving the MIAA after 43 years as a member of the conference. Lincoln will join the Great Lakes Valley Conference beginning next year. Now, Lincoln was in the MIAA from 1970 to 1999, and again from 2010 to 2024. As far as the football goes, Blue Tigers will remain on the schedule next year in the MIAA, but for teams in the conference, it will be counted as a non-conference game. And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take a moment now to honor a local veteran. Everett Underwood served in the U.S. Air Force from 1956 to 1960. The Chanute, Kansas native served in the 6th Bombardment Wing and was stationed at the Walker Air Force Base in Roswell, New Mexico. And we are proud to salute Everett Underwood, a 4-state hero. You can submit a hero of your own anytime. We encourage you to do that. We're always looking for more to honor. It's very simple. You just click on the link on our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have more on a lack of candidates running for some local political offices. Plus, what the latest GDP report shows about the state of our economy. And a new bill is introduced to create a nationwide ban of the social media app TikTok. Those stories and a lot more. It's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Some colder weather moving in, Doug.
Yeah, it's going to be a cold night tonight. We're going to drop back right around 30. Thankfully, we warm to 51 tomorrow. The winds really pick up the next 2 days and then turning sharply colder the second half of the weekend into early next week.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.